Hello everyone, welcome back to another Age of Empires 4 commentary. I am Beyond, and today we have Beasty playing in the red as the Holy Roman Empire on his hardcore series. Would highly recommend checking it out. And across the way, we have Kiljardi in the pink playing as the Delhi Sultanate. Now, the HRE are not in the best of spots at the current moment, probably one of the bottom tier civs, if not the worst. It really depends on your pick between England and the HRE at the current moment. And then across the way, we have Delhi, who are very, very good, especially on land maps. Now, we can interesting to see if Kiljardi goes for that Tower of Victory build that we've been seeing out of a lot of people, or Dome of Faith, which is also a very, very viable build. Gets you a lot of scholars out on the map very, very quickly. And of course, when Delhi pops those scholars into those production buildings, they can make a lot of units really, really fast. We see a lot of people overwhelming people in the feudal age. But once it turns castle, Delhi has a tough time. So if BC can survive that, he should be in an okay spot. And of course, Beasty is probably, if not the best HRE player in the entire world. So if there's anyone that can take this C to D tier civ and beat up against a pretty solid civ, especially on this type of map, which it has no water on it, then he might be the one to be able to do it. Been seeing HRE, they definitely go a lot of either they build up a massive army in feudal age, or they kind of go right for that imperial age. So interesting to see which route BC decides to take, and we'll be able to tell pretty quickly on the route selection, because if he decides to go for depends on his Achaean Chapel placement. Good news for BC though, he does have a pretty safe gold vein, which is always nice to have in these kind of situations, but so does Kiljardi. But we'll have to wait and see. Now, if you have made this far into the video and you have been enjoying these commentaries, please do drop a like and subscribe if you're so inclined. But the biggest thing is, if it would really help me out, gets it to more people, is if you drop that like. Helps me out a ton. I appreciate every single one of you. You can also join the Discord. We got more and more people joining. Feel free to ask any questions, drop video suggestions, stuff like that. So that is in the description as well. Kiljardi is going for the Dome of Faith, and honestly, I'm excited to see this kind of route. I've been seeing a lot of Delhi players do this type of opening, so interesting to see if it can take on the eco, or maybe we can just bulldoze over an HRE going for that Achaean Chapel first. Now, we probably weren't going to see much mine work at this kind of level, but you never know. And we can see the Dome of Faith scholars are already going right into that mosque, so should be quick work and quickly added in on that front. Now, BC does get a few deer as well under this Achaean Chapel, so a nice placement over here, and it will be able to kind of shut down any, a simple wall up top will be able to keep a lot of this Achaean Chapel pretty safe, which is really, really nice. And also, one of the major issues that HRE currently have right now, if they put the Achaean Chapel, let's say they put it like over here or something like that, and the Delhi player, Kiljardi, was able to get in and start harassing the farms, start harassing all the things that the Achaean Chapel is boosting, it really does make it very, very difficult to deal with and kind of out-eco your opponent if that is the case. But, like I said, we have it nice and tucked away over here. A simple wall-off could easily take care of this, and a tower behind it would make it even easier. We can see that BC's already doing these walls, this wall, and of course this one. That will probably be the first one completed. There it is. We can see the villagers are sent out nice and early. Honestly, with this kind of setup, we can see how much gold they're floating. He's floating. I could only assume this is going to be a fast castle into fast imperial. Maybe just fast castle, build some units, hold off whatever's coming at him, because Delhi is very, very good in feudal age, and then go imperial. We'll have to wait and see. And I mean, almost every time we see Regnan's Cathedral into Palace of Swabia, we've of course seen Don already on my channel earlier drop the Burgrave Palace, but I don't think we'll be seeing that here because it doesn't really make much sense into Delhi. Delhi's going to be going for those Ghazi Raiders. They're going to be going for some knights, maybe some archers. So a mass man-at-arm trickle across the map probably wouldn't be the best into them. Speaking of the Ghazi Raiders, the Kiljardi has already dropped that first stable. It's not getting boosted by any scholars, so Sorry about that. Someone was at the door. I believe I was talking about whatever was in vision over here, aka the mosques and the stables. We do see that early Ghazi Raider coming out, but there's not going to be much room for them to do any damage. You can see it's already going to this spot because, as you remember, Kiljardi did run his scout right through here. So it does know that this is the probably target point because it's farthest away from the TC. But Beasty is not allowing any of this, going for a full wall in. And with this much floating resources, going to be going for a quick Regnance and then probably a quick Imperial Age behind it. He feels pretty safe. Kiljardi would have to start really ramping up the amount of troops he's going to be making. Production is not there yet. We're going for the blacksmith. There is still no scholar in the stables. So I'm very sure Kiljardi is going to be pretty happy to go into this castle age, which I don't love at this point, honestly, because you really do want to start harassing this HRE. BC being able to go for essentially a free castle age is definitely going to be really, really tough. It's only the 6-minute mark, and you can see this villagers are going to go over and repair it. And since there's no archers here, no one can shoot up and over the top. This villager might get done, but honestly, there's no point in that. Ghazi Raider kind of trying to run through over here. Yes, it will cause a little bit of idle time, but no, BC is well willing to trade that because there goes down the Regnance right next to the TC. Does not want to put it any farther back, so he doesn't have to deal with any shenanigans. More and more Ghazi Raiders are coming up. An actual villager is here to chop through. Oh, I love this. But that being said, BC is, I was just going to say, BC could just as easily wall off again, and there it is. So this entire time, while BC's having idle time, so is Kiljardi. And this map and spawn must be so frustrating for Kiljardi. It does look like a Ghazi Raider can actually get through over there, which is definitely kind of wild. It looks like, and there goes another wall in. So BC knows his game plan is to get to Imperial Age as quickly as possible. We'll definitely make some defensive units when he does get to Castle Age, but this tower is going to be incredibly important. There it goes down, so it is safe and sound yet again. And it looks like the Ghazi Raiders can actually chuck a few Molotovs up and over. That is absolutely crazy. Sir, how are you able to do that? The best Molotov thrower in the game, and there we go. The tower's up, which means that is going to be safe and sound. Let's go back over here. We can see that there are now an archery range as well, which would be very helpful in that last engage, but there's still no scholars popped in here for either side just yet, so that means Kiljardi's still not going all in at this point for that feudal age aggression. Does have plenty of things. Sees the castle age ticked behind that, and now will have to use his map pressure to secure all of these relics. The scout has been doing some work back here on this palisade wall, which is where the Ghazi Raiders are heading for at this moment, looking for a free 500 gun and looking for a little bit more. That being said, with this entire turtle, the one good thing for Kiljardi is that he is able to get all of these sacred sites. I'm surprised he hasn't gone for them a bit sooner, only now going for them at the 8-minute mark. Maybe could have done a little bit more damage and get honestly some more resources a little bit sooner, but BC will have nothing to really counteract any of this, but is now floating 500 gold, so he might be going for a very quick Imperial Age. I can't really see, and we can see that the knights are going to be coming out for BC. That will be the selection at this point. Feeling pretty safe. Now the Ghazi Raiders are in, so that they are in. It does look like the gold is stopping. It will be now that unfortunately that villager will be going down. So Kiljardi is going to be able to do a lot of damage with this setup right now. Has 8 and 6 at this point. Beasty is fully walled off, but Kiljardi has full map control and is going to be having 3 of these sacred sites. So the timer is going to be on for Beasty, setting the clock quite early, and now an archer has wiggled his way all the way through. And I don't think actually Kiljardi thought the archer could get there all the way, which is kind of funny. I'm assuming he expected that he would get stopped somewhere else, so he was just trying to path them over there. But it looks like Beasty will finish up the wall in. The Ghazi Raiders will take out this front and center place, and they're looking to do any damage they possibly can. But BC is well positioned all of his units over here, and now it looks like these knights are out and they're trying to pick off any reinforcing units, any stragglers they can possibly get, and it looks like BC was able to sneak out a prelate out into the middle of the map with the help of these knights, and knowing full well that the Kiljardi army is back here, and is going to be able to sneak a prelate back in safe and sounds into this Regnant's Cathedral. Knows that there's one more relic over here, so might be able to make a quick, there he goes, the wall off is going to be going in, and then he'll probably be making a gate to really secure all of this. But it looks like Kiljardi is going to be making his own gate over here, so we're going to be protecting this side of the map with with this sacred site. Beasty's just roaming around with this scout, but this army is not doing too much, which is incredibly unfortunate when you have 13 Ghazi Raiders and you're trying to stop the HRE player from going for a farm transition. It's really hard when they're not able to do any damage at this point, but he knows full well there's really no spot that he could be doing anything. We can see this prelate is sneaking out again to get another relic, and all these relics are gonna be so important. A knight is actually over here desyncing this site. Unfortunate for Kiljardi, the Ghazi Raiders are all over here. This scout will be going down, but the sacred sites are being decapped because Beasty has now gone into those knights. We can see that Kiljardi is floating about 700 gold, which means he will be probably going into Castle Age soon, probably the compound of the Defender, and then probably going to start producing the Lancers on his own to match the Knight and kind of all of these powers of Beasty. We can see that the Scholar has hopped into the 2 stables, which is why Kiljardi has 19 Ghazi Raiders on the map. But unfortunately for Kiljardi, this one over here was desynced, which is all Beasty needed to do. Just need to desync one of those to really buy himself some more time. These knights are going to be able to provide some nice defense at this point, though if there was a total engage, Kiljardi would be sitting in a great spot. The foods are starting to float, and here comes the gold, and Beasty's going to be going for that Palace of Swabia. And there it is. It's because the Regnant's Cathedral is dropping a quick 300 gold per minute, and now the villagers are on here with a prelate to help them out collect all these resources. Beasty's looking to get some cheeky knight harass of his own, but this knight will probably be going down because the sheer amount of Ghazi Raiders on the map. And this wall off will come up quite soon. No more harassment will be needed, but look at this mass of units in the middle of the map. But unfortunately, Kiljardi has still not done too much damage to Beasty, and Beasty is sitting back here just patiently waiting for that Imperial Age to hit. That will mean he actually might be able to go 2 ages up, and there's the Palace of Swabia. He might be 2 ages ahead of Kiljardi when this drops. This turtle kind of HRE method is so strong if you're not able to capitalize on it. We gotta admit though, this spawn and this placement of this Arcane Chapel was too nice, and especially with the tucked away kind of really funneled in the choke point over here. Looks like Kiljardi is just gonna go, you know what, enjoy your base. I'm just going to block off the entire thing, trying to get this whole map safe and secure. The Ghazi Raiders are looking to stop this Palace of Swabia from going down. They do get 2 villagers down, but as you know, this thing does print villagers, and when they're printing villagers, they do not mind trading. Beasty will take that all day long. These knights are getting healed up by the prelates, and they're slicing and dicing through these Ghazi Raiders. That is a massive fight win for Beasty, and now there's spears involved as well. Villagers not going to be going down, and look at this. The Palace of Swabia has begun the printing session. Each villager is only taking 7 seconds, so getting about 3 villagers to every 1 produced from the Delhi's single TC. So look for this number to absolutely erupt quite soon. That micro and the prelate was so helpful right there, and of course 10 of them were able to jump in. There's a compounded defender going a little bit forward. I don't know. I'm a bit nervous at this point because BC is now into the point of the game where he's feeling very good. Farm transition is full and complete. We have some more room over here and maybe some more room over here, but probably feeling overall pretty good at this point with the competition he's got going on. The Palace of Swabia is starting to collect even more of this wood. Still has 1 safe gold and has 3 relics in hand. Now, there are 2 relics left on the map. If BC can get this one and maybe this one, that would be huge. But the sacred sites are captured at this point, so now we have a time frame. 9.5 minutes is the time frame for BC to kind of move out. But we can see that was made of light work with this forces, and the prelates are coming in to provide that healing boost for this entire army. Beasty realizes quite quickly that there's no wall over here, so it can start to put pressure on this middle of the sacred site. We see forward production going down for Kiljardi, and it looks like we're going to be seeing a keep quite soon as well. As you can see, a lot of villagers, we have 15 are now currently on stone, so that's going to be a quick keep drop, I'm assuming. And there's village fortresses. They're going to be acting like town centers. But that is 6 minutes away, and 6 minutes at an HRE player with a full farm transition Imperial Age is a hell of a long time to deal with. We can see there it is. Timer is eradicated, making light work of that. And now Beasty has these Castle Age Knights. Probably should be seeing that upgrade quite soon. Let's see if it's coming in. We don't see it anywhere just yet. We do see maces coming in for Beasty, getting all those economic upgrades. We even have the Tith Barns coming in, and now the Knights, they could definitely do some damage over here. There's 4 villagers hanging out. There we go. Only one decides to charge though, so I don't know what really happened over here. These Geysers are going to be able to intercept all of this. But now the prelates we have to move out quite quickly because there's Lancers in the mix, and these cannot take on 6 of these Lancers. Kiljardi is producing them quite quickly, already 11 out on the map. So Beasty will have to fall back with these Knights, but it looks like they're probably just going to be sacrificed because there is a wall off going in over here, so they won't be able to get out in the slightest. Another Knight is causing even more harassment on the other side, and a keep is going down the middle. Now, honestly, at this point, it is anyone's game. I know I've been favoring Beasty in the early game, but with this keep going down in the middle in this forward production, I definitely like the spot that Kiljardi is in as well. 14 Lancers on the field, or 13 and 1 incoming. We do have plenty of archers, but the composition looks like it's going to be men-at-arms and spearmen is going to be the play for Beasty. And you can see just how much work this Palace Swabia actually does. It completely eradicates any lead that you might be thinking about. And actually, it looks like Beasty's going to be going for... Is he going to be going for a keep as well? A lot of stones completely gone over here. Is there a keep that I don't know about? Huh. Oh, or maybe just upgrading to... okay, there's stone walls over here for Beasty. An upgrade for all of these towers. Okay, I was going to say, I was like, where is the stone going to? It is the towers and all these, making these HRE structures so strong. You cannot fight underneath one of those. It will change the tides a lot. Now, we don't see any archers coming in really for Kiljardi, and that is exactly what they need at the current moment. There are 16 veteran spearmen that are on the map, which will make light work of these Lancers if they do so happen to charge into them. And now BC is doing the smart thing, which is moving out these relics into the defensive structures to make it even more enticing and even better of a defensive landmark where he can fall back to if needed. Looks like we're going to be taking out this middle of the map gate and then just moving quickly back. Men-at-arms are coming in, and we can also see, what is that? That is the veteran horseman coming in. We have every upgrade in the book is being researched by both players. As you can see, we have the Geysers getting upgraded, which is a nice to have but not needed. We have the villager fortresses, as we mentioned before. Now we only have a minute and a half left on that. But BC hasn't had enough time to really secure his defense, but that's a lot of Lancers. So let's see if Kiljardi can get up to that Imperial Age anytime soon. With the help of these sacred sites. I would love if he captured this one again. Maybe he just forgot to do that quite quickly. Does he have a spare prelate anywhere? He must have one just hanging out somewhere. I would pop it out of one of these quite quick, go take the sacred site, and then move on back. Looks like BC is putting up even more stone walls to really prevent any shenanigans from going down. We can see that this has now been scouted by Kiljardi. Let's see if he decides to do anything about it. But it looks like BC is going to be able to get up this. This is a great wall. My goodness, really splitting the map over here. Wants to secure this major gold vein for himself. I would assume that this would be the play over here to take this, especially with a keep in front of it. But I think it's just kind of like an... I don't really fully know why. Maybe we're waiting for a prelate to come on over. We only have 4 on the map at the current moment, so maybe we need to make another scholar coming out quite quickly, but maybe it's because of the herbal medicine technology going in, which is why we don't see too many of those on the map at the current moment. More and more keeps will be dropped, and there it is. It's going to be fully secured. getting the 4 mining camp treatment over here, and a lot of villagers are moving out. If Kiljardi was able to find these villagers, that would be absolutely brutal, but the Palace of Swabi has BC sitting at a cool 113 villagers. The full farm transition is absolutely beautiful. We have defenses everywhere, and now the infrastructure is going up. They keep going out up front to really secure and make sure that he has somewhere to kind of fall back to if he needs. The Rams are now coming in, the classic Imperial Age technology, which is the thing that's going to be breaking this front and center keep. We have siege workshops coming in for Kiljardi, so he's probably going to be going for Rams as well. There's the first one. And the sacred site is being captured down the middle, so the timer will be on. We will be seeing it engage in less than 8 minutes. That is for sure, because that is when Kiljardi will just win the game if nothing happens. We have walls everywhere. Sorry, 10 minutes. I don't know why I said 8. I thought for a second it would start from the other time. It did not. But this one's probably going to be pretty safe and secure over here. Looks like we have a ram going in. Going to be taking down as they saw that this stone wall was created over here. So Beasty is really just going for that safe and sound and secure wall off. And there it is. This wall will be fully taken down or fully set up, which means he will feel very, very safe about this gold vein. And we'll completely drain it dry. We have more and more of these veteran spearmen coming in. I'm surprised we don't see any of the actual Imperial Age upgrades. We do see that for the men-at-arms. The golden helmets are in with the feathers, the boots with the fur. They don't really have much fur, but still a good song nonetheless. And now we have the Rams. We do have, I believe we also got, grease axles coming in. So we are going to be absolutely chilling. Do we have the other? I think we... the grease assholes is the way to go. And there we go. Here comes the Rams coming right down Main Street. Where are those Lancers? They're back here, but that is a lot of spearmen, and there's not enough archers to actually deal with this. And there they go. The HRE is happy to trade these. They have plenty of food, as you can see, and plenty of wood. So this trade is going to be so nice for all sides involved. There's nothing for these Lancers to dive in on. So BC is just going to be taking this one down with pure spears, and there is the upgrade to Imperial Age as he sees the armed competition that Kiljardi has decided to go for. And he knows that he is sitting in a very, very good spot. These men-at-arms could be an easy switch up as well, and they're going to provide plenty of tankiness for them to actually dive all of these deli units. And this is just going to be one of those turtle and win the game as an HRE. If you're an HRE fan, you absolutely love seeing this. If you don't like playing against the HRE, this is your absolute worst nightmare, and why you need to do so much damage to them early game, because they can really get untenable. And it looks like these Rams have found another home over here on the keeps, but the Imperial Age army is taking down all of this forward infrastructure, and they're getting tankier and tankier by the minute, and they're getting more and more damage. Looks like these siege workshops will be the next thing to be burned down by Beasty. There is a hole in this wall off, which is actually going to be huge for Kiljardi. Can get a nice little run by. We see the Tower Elephants. No, GG's is called before the Tower Elephants actually come out. Absolutely devastating, but Beasty was sitting in a very, very good spot. I think Kiljardi realized that, and when he started to make elephants, decided that it wasn't going to be worth it, and knew that he was going to be dealing with a bunch of spearmen if he ran those knights in. So that is a GG. Well played by both players. If you did enjoy, please do leave a like, and if you do enjoy the channel as well, please do subscribe, and I hope you guys have a great night.